Hi everybody, it's Jen with Caketastic Cakes, and I'm going to show you how I made this Super Nintendo Entertainment System cake to make it look like the console. I have another video showing how to make the Joy controller and another one to show how I made the game cartridge, but this is all about the cake. So, if you see me use any tools or supplies that you can use while I'm doing this, like gum paste, fondant, whatever, pans, I don't know. Check the link in the description. It has a link to my Amazon shop and it will be able to help you out. All right, so we're going to start with two cakes. If you're really going to go hardcore and do it right, which I didn't, get yourself the measurements of the console, the actual dimensions of it, and trim your cakes accordingly so you have the right height and size and everything else. I had a quota of how many people I had to feed with this cake, so mine is not quite accurate as far as dimensions go. I tried to keep the overall feel and everything the same, but that's where I'm at. Just sharing my limitations here. Now, I did use a 9-inch pan. I made a square. I cut the sides nice and straight so that they weren't curved. Like some pans actually like flare out a little bit, so be careful of that. So I had a square. I cut the two sides off to make it more rectangular because the SNES is not a or not a square, it is a rectangle. And now I'm trimming off the front and back of my cake. So that part that's facing to the right now is going to be the front, like looking at the front of the cake. So the console itself has kind of like a raised area in the center. Again, if you look at proper dimensions, measure it out with whatever size you're working with so it looks appropriate, and trim down your little groove in the front and the back. Once you have it trimmed down, your sides are trimmed down so it's no longer square, it's a rectangle with a big lump in the middle. Go ahead and re-ice it and then stick it back in the fridge so it can set up and be nice and firm for you. And you won't have crumbs flying all over the place either. Okay, now that that is done, you're gonna roll out your fondant. And this is satin ice fondant. It's just the brand I prefer. I like the way it handles. It holds color very nicely, and you're going to color it. I just used white that I colored with a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of black food coloring to get a very, very light gray, off-white color. You want it to be not white, but darn close. I'm going to cover up my cake and then smooth it all down with my hands. Try to get those corners nice and sharp. This is where my little star does not shine the brightest because my edges of my cakes tend to be more smooth and rounded rather than nice and sharp. So do the best you can. That's all I can say is just do the best you can here. I'm using a fondant paddle there to smooth it down. And then all that extra, I'm going to use actually a pizza cutter to trim it all off. Now give it one more little smooth down to try to keep your corners and edges as sharp as possible. And we're ready to decorate. Now, I have a bunch of different stirring sticks and pieces of wood that are the same size that I use for measuring things out. And I'm going to create a indentation around the whole entire darn cake. The SNES has this like line that goes around the entire console about halfway up. It's a horizontal line. And so using my sticks so that it's as level as possible and the same height, I'm going to use the back of my knife to create an indentation around the whole darn cake. And I use the back of my knife, so I just press into the fondant. I don't actually cut it. Be careful you don't cut it. You don't want to cut it. All right, so yes, watch your corners. You can see I kind of like wrap it around as I go. And then you are ready for the next step. Just make it nice and see right there. Just make sure it's nice and indentation. Okay, there we go. All around is a nice even line. Now, in the front, there's like a little decorative band at the bottom. So I'm putting another line. This is just, how it looks to me. This isn't like an actual measured out to scale thing. But it's got like this little decorative strip along the very bottom of the console in the front. So I'm using my flower veining tool and I'm just pressing an indentation to create kind of a petaled or fluted, I don't know what you want to call it, but that pattern that you see right there. I started with the center. I just made one line in the center and then I'm going out from either side, trying to keep my spacing as accurate and even as possible. And I will admit it ain't perfect, but it is pretty darn good. And I really wasn't too sure how I was going to do that effect, but it came out good. So I'm just going back over to really highlight that it's a separate section. And I don't know what it looks like on the side, so I just stopped right there. Okay, on to more details now. I'm rolling out some more of that same very, very light colored fondant, and I'm making about a 2-inch wide strip. This is going to be more to scale for my size cake that I'm working with. So whatever size you're doing, try to keep it to scale, in the ballpark. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it to be close. I'm going to make 2 of these rectangles, so I'm laying them next to each other so they're the same thickness and size. And then you're going to lay it over the front so that it's at the edge of that raised part and it comes down to the edge of that fluted part at the bottom. Now, off in the bottom of the screen to the left, you can see I'm cutting a rectangle of darker gray. It's just more fondant that is a little bit darker of a gray color. Just watch your color schemes. And I'm creating the eject button, I think it is. And it's a very thin piece of gum paste, a nice rectangle, and it's going to fit right in between those 2 raised bars, I'm going to call them, that we just put down. Now I'm going to do the Joy-Con ports. I'm using the ball tool there from my flower making kit, and it's going to be flat on one side and then go over to the right and be rounded on the other side. I filled it in right here, just ignore that. I went back and changed it, so I'm not going to talk about that right now. But on these 2 bars that come down, there is more indentations. They go above and below that center one. So where that plug is, that outlet thing that we just made, it's going to be above and below that. So just do your best to keep it, to scale and at appropriate height above and below that original center line that we created around the whole darn cake. And again, watch your sides too. I'm putting little indentations on the sides because that's just how it looks. And I'm not worrying about the other port where the Joy-Con would plug in because I'm going to create an actual plug for it. The center right here is supposed to be higher. I didn't make it high enough, so this is my attempt to try to fix it. I just laid another piece of fondant there and called it good. So, try to do better than me and actually make your cake a little higher there. Again, I had to be careful not to take too much cake out because I was feeding so many people, but this is just what I did. Now I'm creating more indentations that follow those 2 bars that we put down. So it's as if it just kept on going. So you got the 2 that go down the length of the cake, and then this is where the game cartridge would actually pop into the center. It's a little too big. I wasn't thinking this out. I just made 2 lines and figured it was good. And then when I made the game cartridge, I was like, oh, I see how this should be. I didn't have one of these, so I was learning as I went. Now I'm cutting out a little rectangle down bottom. You see me cut the cross horizontally. Now I'm going down. I'll also go down the other side and across the bottom above the fluted edge to create a little panel. I'm going to push a little hole in there. I've got a little light, a little flashlight with a red light on that I wrapped in tinfoil and tucked in there. You're going to see it later in the video. This just made it look like it had a power light that was turned on. Now, this is some purple, nice bright purple gum paste, or excuse me, this is still fondant, and I'm creating the buttons on it, the power and the reset button. I just laid it over, as you can see, just a couple of rectangles of purple. This is going to go inside the one Joy-Con plug that is hollowed out right there. Remember, I said to ignore the black that was in there. It's 2 sections just because that's how the darn thing is set up. It's got 3 dots on the one side and then 4 on the other. The one side is a rectangle and the 3 dot side is flat and then curved. So just pay attention to those little details, that's it. And here I'm going to make the plug for the controller. I have some gum paste. This is actually gum paste now, not fondant, so it sets up and stays firmer. It's great for molding and sculpting. I highly recommend it. Anyway, I created a fat rectangle, and then I'm going to make a little ring that the wire is going to go on. I didn't like the one I made. It wasn't fat enough. So using a circle cutter, I cut out a little tiny ring, well, a plug, and then I'm going to use the back of my paintbrush to make it hollowed out a bit, stick it on there, and there you go. I'm going to attach this using dried spaghetti. I'm not going to use toothpicks or anything like that. So I'm putting 3 pieces of spaghetti in there just to have them anchored in place so when it starts to harden, it won't be a problem. I'm creating little rings around that circle, I guess, using the back of my knife just because that's what's on there. And on the plugs as well, there's a line that goes up and down just like that. There's two dots right next to it, just like that. And then right against the edge where I'm doing the knife, as you see, like the tip of my knife, I'm just creating in the tool. It says like Nintendo Entertainment System or something like that right on the plug. I'm not that good. Okay, I just put a bunch of little lines and called it good. Now, I'm using an edible food coloring marker in order to write eject on the big button. You're going to see power and reset on those two purple buttons. I did kind of hollow them out a little bit in the center there, just because I thought that's how it looked. So I did. And I'm cheating. So if you look up an actual picture of the SNES, this is supposed to be in white, not in black. I'm taking liberties. I don't have a way to write in white food coloring. Maybe there's something out there that I don't know about, or maybe you guys can do it yourselves. You're that skilled with a paintbrush and food coloring, in which case it'll come out looking a lot better than this. And I'm freestyling it, so maybe someone has a Cricut they could print, I don't know. But this is just what I did. Right above those purple buttons on that top panel part, it actually says Super Nintendo, and then underneath it, real small, Entertainment System. I wrote it as neat as I could. You know, again, cheating by using my black food coloring marker. But you do the best you can with these kinds of things. And I tell people, you know, if you can look at it and you know what it's supposed to be, you did a good job. Nobody's perfect, especially like if you're doing this in your kitchen just like me. It's not going to be perfect, but you're going to do the best you can. And as long as the feel is there and the words are there, it'll be just fine. Like right now, I'm actually writing out entertainment system, but my spacing wasn't perfect, and so I just drew like I didn't know what to do. So I just kind of drew a little line and, you know, filled in underneath of it and called it good. And the people who got the cake loved it. They were not like, what the heck, or anything like that. At the back corner, it does say Nintendo in that little, you know, oblong circle. Okay, jumping around a bit, I know. This is why I didn't bother making another plug. There it is, plugged in, just pushed in with those pieces of dried spaghetti. Just use regular spaghetti, no whole wheat, no toothpicks or wires, more spaghetti. I rolled out another piece of really long gum paste, and I put a piece dried spaghetti into the end of the plug. You can see I've got my little red light in there with the panel back in place, just to hold the end of the wire I made for the controller. The controller, I'm going to do the same thing. I put a little piece dried spaghetti just so that I know that the wire is not going to fall off or go anywhere else. But yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much it. If you want to see the video for the controller and the game cartridge, I made a link, Legend of Zelda. There it is, all put together. It looks really cool. Like, it's not perfect, absolutely, but it looks really good. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe because it helps me out as well. I've got a ton of other videos out there, decorations, cakes, all different themes, different video games. Take a look. And as always, thanks for watching Caketastic Cakes.